Bristol to Bath in just 45 minutes. Look at me. It's 7:45 and I'm already here. All these fuckers still asleep. All these fuckers. And the car park's empty. I genuinely can't remember the last time I saw this car park so empty. Saying that, I'm not parked in a brilliant spot. Like, it's not fully empty, but this is pretty good stuff. And otherwise, my car did brilliantly getting us here today. It was genuinely really smooth traffic. I went through the towns to Bath city centre, but I don't think that's the biggest issue. Like, I went through the city centre and it's actually kind of smooth. And I even went the wrong way as well. I accidentally veered off left towards the wrong... There's like 3 roads that go up the hill. I wanted the far right one, I ended up going up the middle one, which added a little bit to the time, but not an awful lot. But yeah, so the drive here was actually really, really smooth. My car is great. I haven't actually put this window down. I know it does go down, and also they didn't... Glass is filthy. Also, this appeared yesterday. This thing here. On the other side, it's like glue. It's like a really sticky glue kind of thing. I tried to wash it off, but I couldn't figure out how. I may have to like jet wash it. Because I was terrified it was like some kind of chip because of like this scratch thing here. But it's not. I don't think it's a chip anyway. Like, why is it so gluey? Well, yesterday it looked like a chip, but I had bigger issues. But when I cleaned it, or tried to like wipe it, it turned into this gluey bit. I don't know. Maybe, my thought was maybe it's like the glue within the window, but that seems weird, doesn't it? But yeah, otherwise the drive into thingy was definitely pretty smooth. I went through the town centre was pretty good, but I know for a fact that the main timing factor is like the A4 Bath Road. That is, if it stops up there, then you're just going to take a long time. But to be honest with you, I think I'll continue to go through the city centre as opposed to trying to route around the city centre, at least on the commute in, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning, or before 8 o'clock. Sorry, still a little bit coldy, I do apologise for that. Before 8 o'clock in the morning, it's actually kind of good. It's pretty good traffic. Well, I say good traffic. There isn't much. Right, I'm going to sort out car cam so I can actually car cam on the way home, and then we are going to head off to a room and try and do some work to sneakily triple check that I've got the right permit as well. So, right, let's go and try and find a good computer lab to go and work in. God. It does feel weird being on campus so early, to be honest. It's dead. Put it into context how early I am as well. Like, it's 8 o'clock. First lecture is at 9. My first lecture today is at 11. So I have 3 hours of work time. And this is how quiet it is. And you wait until I come out here later, before my lecture. I am working this, like, kind of 8 till 5, 9 to 5 kind of working mentality. As much as possible. I think like doing a placement makes that really easy as well, because 9 to 5 is easy when you do work. Just students seem to not live in a 9 to 5 world. So they'll be like, I've told people, oh, I got here at 8. They're like, what? Even though they probably did that while they were on their placements. But if I can do this virtually every day, that's a lot of time I'm saving. I actually have some time to try and figure out where my computer lab is as well. Oh, I'm going to need my key to get in, aren't I? I have no idea where I'm supposed to be. This building's a maze. Is this a computer science room? Can I control some lights in it? I feel like nothing's, like, made up. These computers are bloody tightly packed as well, aren't they? Can I have some lights, please? Christ, I have no idea. Can I have some light switches? Someone, help me. I don't think I'm supposed to be in this room. This is definitely one of our labs, though, I think. Wait. The thing is, I really don't think I'm supposed to be in here yet. That's why I think it's such a mess. Oh, God. I prefer East Building. Give me East Building again. This isn't any better. Fuck it, should we just go to the library or something? Or should we just pull up a chair? What do you reckon? Okay, so I've caught up on all of my admin and stuff, replying to some emails that I needed to do, and I'm now jumping into some work. And I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm centralising the act of reading things from the app config, and I don't know whether that I should also, like, the acceptance tests shouldn't rely on the app config, should they? They should be based on something else. It seems wrong for the app config, for the acceptance tests to use code in the app config for its tests. It should have its own code. Okay, because I'm like trying to reduce down as much as possible code duplication, and I thought that maybe the only place where it's now being done elsewhere is there. So, because now in theory now I've figured out how to do this, I can just remove the app config from the unit tests. We need an app config in the acceptance tests, because that's basically end-to-end testing, and the end-to-end needs the app config. We need an app config where you start the program, there, so we don't need this in the in the thingy. So if I build this and run all the tests, everything should pass. If I delete the app config, we'll see what falls over. That's the interesting test here. Because annoyingly there are like quite large... Oh, all the tests just passed without the app config. That's pretty good. I'm impressed with that. The... I realise there's actually quite considerable chunks of the code, because I've got like core helpers in a certain place. Those helpers do things that like other things aren't really supposed to do. What am I saying there? I don't know what I'm saying there. I've got a helper that wraps around things like file changes, but that entire thing isn't unit tested. Which it kind of should be. So I'm kind of trying to go through now and set up unit tests for them. So if I just open up core tests, let's try and wrap some proper tests around this file thing, instead of like actually checking for file paths and stuff, you know what I mean? So let's try and do this properly, is what I'm saying. I need to put some headphones on though. Although it's creepy and someone could just sneak up behind me. In fact, I want some lights in here. Is it a bit dark, do you think? I think it might be a little bit. Let's put some lights on. And then... yeah, just those ones. That's better. I feel like I'm going to sleep, you know? Alright, let's put some headphones in, and then hopefully no one makes me jump when they open the door and tell me I'm not supposed to be in it. Going good, ladies and gentlemen. I've been here for about 2.5 hours now, and I've got quite a lot of stuff done. I've got half an hour left, but I'm just doing like a quick check-in to make sure that I've got everything like online. It's kind of difficult, like, because you check in and it does this build system here, where it figures out like if it went green or if it didn't. It's kind of irritating because you have to like check it in, and then you can't really check it in broken. I could, because it doesn't matter, but it's bad practice to check it in broken. So I'm trying to like do it in chunks where I can be like, right, okay, now it's ready to check in, go. And then now I've got like the framework for the next bit, I'll be able to, there's no warnings or anything like that, I'll be able to just go, right, okay, run into this next bit. And then this next bit should be a case of programming, like, I've got the framework down, now we can start writing the unit test, then we can start writing the code itself, and then we can get it all running green, and then the build will still remain green and all that kind of stuff. Got half an hour left. I'm having a bit of a cookie. I'm going to write a couple of unit tests just to like hook everything up. It's always interesting to me is like which order you do things like. There's no one in this room, is there? No. It's always interesting to me like what order you do unit tests in, because like obviously you try and do unit tests first, but then obviously you've got to build the framework. Do you like go, this bit works, I'm now going to like kind of drill in, or do you drill out as you write your unit tests? I think it depends on the situation, to be honest with you. I think I'm going to drill in though. Like start out with the builders and then go down and down and down, like stub all the inner bits and then go back out again. Interesting stuff. The comp size are on their way to campus, I believe, and they're talking about going to the Lime Tree for lunch today. I, however, will be going to do some, basically massively excluding myself this year, because I want to get as much work done as possible. I'm taking this year very, very, very seriously. I've got a lunch break, to be fair, but yeah, to be fair, I will actually need like some time at lunch, but I want to get as much lecture note typing as possible. So I don't know. I don't know when I'm actually going to have a lecture lunch time. Do I go and have lunch with them, or do I go and like sit and work and eat at the same time? I think that's probably the best bet. We'll see if Beth and Ben are around, I guess. Right. By Beth and Ben, I mean Beth, because Ben doesn't go to this university. Running a little bit late, I didn't realise the time. Not actually that busy out here, he says, until he gets around this corner, and then, what? Why so many people? 2 lectures down. Safety Critical Systems was really good. I think that's going to be a really good module. And then we've had one more session of programming, parallel programming. It was pretty good as well. There's so much content though, and I haven't had time to like type up any of my notes yet. I was contemplating between like, should I just go and work through my lunch, or should I just go and have a lunch? Like, yeah, I'm trying to do like 8 till 5, but like I've also got to eat and stuff and have a lunch break, and I guess it's 9 to 5 once you've included commuting home and stuff, but You know what I mean? Like, you've got to give yourself some time to have a lunch. So I went to go and have lunch with Beth. I met Beth after the lecture and we went and sat around near some of the new quads and stuff. Just had a nice sandwich and a nice little chinwag. I think we're going to try and make that a bit of a habit on a Tuesday because we overlap quite nicely. So, right, back in 6 West. It's lecture of the day and it's networking. I'm literally gonna like do this lecture and then go home. Because traffic and stuff. This will finish at 3. So I obviously want to dodge rush hour and then I'll head back and type up some lecture notes. Here we go. This is a more casual way of vlogging without having a stupid arm fully extended in front of you and people looking at you thinking you're weird. Hey there, networking done. It's 3:15. I'm about to head on home. Just set up my sat nav and stuff. Hopefully I should be back for 4 so I can type up some lecture notes and stuff. Networking was alright. Bit boring. Networking's always a bit boring. It's a relatively boring thing. Anyway, sat nav and let's roll before rush hour. What? It's remarkable how often you see people look down at their phones. Like if you look in their mirrors, you'll see them like keep going like this, like glancing down. You know, it makes me want to stay like as far away from people as possible. And I'm realising the irony of that as I'm vlogging, but I'm parked up, not in traffic, moving. Ugh. Anyway, I would put you on car cam, but I definitely can't do that while I'm trying to remember whether I vlogged to say I was home or not. I'm home, cup of tea, I've had an orange, and I am going to type up my lecture notes. It took me 50 minutes to drive back, so that's not brilliant, but let's do it. Let's do some lecture note typing up stuff. We've got an easy dinner tonight, me and Laura, and I believe Laura might be going for a run tonight as well. I don't know. I might just put those words into her mouth though. Anyway, I want lecture notes all done by tonight, which means I can do even more programming tomorrow. I can have basically an entire day of programming tomorrow, which would be awesome. Laura's back and has gone on a run. She actually texted me saying she was going on a run, but I didn't read the text. I only read like I saw it come through, but I ignored it because I was working. So I'd somehow subliminally read it and realised she was going on a run. While I'm doing this, I'm also, I'm going through my notes now. I've done, really fucking hurt now, dude. The lever in this bloody file just hit me. Yeah. While I'm going through all of this, typing up all these notes, I'm trying to decide whether or not it's a clever idea to actually make the paper notes. Because there are plenty of times where I fall behind on the paper notes and I have to go back and redo it. Whereas would I fall behind? Look at this. Look at this, just fell behind. I had to leave bullet points for what I was going to come back and redo. Is it just worth just doing it? Because I don't really use these paper ones once I've written them down once. It's just a case of when I'm doing it I can concentrate better when I'm writing it as opposed to just listening. So is it better just to type? I don't think it is. Either way, I'm starting to get a handache from writing with a pen now. But I've just got this little bit to type up now for safety critical, and then I can jump onto networking. But by then, hopefully Laura's back and we can do dinner. And then all I've got is a bit of programming to do. Well, hey. And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to say, I'm about to say goodbye to you. We tried to do a clothes wash tonight, which is why I'm in pyjamas. But in fact, is it a bit late now to do one? 9? It's not finished. I can hear it. Hear it's been in, so probably best. Yeah, it probably is too late. So we're going to do a clothes wash tomorrow now. Happy days. But otherwise, I've gone through and finally gone and finished all of my notes. I am strongly considering just going to type-based instead of paper-based as well, which kind of invalidates the need for all of these folders, really, doesn't it? But yeah, that's all done, and all I've got to do now Wednesday is a kind of good day for me. I only have one lecture. It's a 2-hour long one, annoyingly, and it's on a boring topic. Well, it's not a boring topic. It's about the. I know it's going to be a dud lecture because it's about the final year project. So it's not going to be content. It's just going to be oh, this is what you need to do here. This is what you need. You know what I mean? Advice kind of stuff. So probably going to be a bit boring, but it means I've got a good amount of time tomorrow to do work as opposed to struggling with keeping on top of notes as well as doing work. Yeah, my dissertation is currently taking the hugest I'm devoting considerable amounts of time to it before my actual coursework comes out, and then I'll have to like half the time or something. fun. But I've only got 2 modules with coursework this year, which is good because courseworks are beasts. Cool. Otherwise, we're going to watch Whitechapel and some stuff, and I'm going to render you out, get you uploaded nice and early because that's how I roll now. Otherwise, though, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, like I say, yeah, that's the day. Should be back early. Well, I don't know whether I'll be back early or I might just leave at 3 again. And may just like leave. Oh, I think I've got. Yeah, I might stay like an extra 2 hours, try and get some more work done, and then come back. I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. I'll catch you later.